If she's ever told you the time doesn't matter, she's probably fucking lying. Hello, it's me you're looking for. Welcome back to another wee episode. And this one is quite a... Okay, it's around timing of meals. When to eat, what to eat, where to eat. Should I be eating in the morning? Can I eat in the morning? Nighttime? Will it help me sleep better? It's a very important aspect, but it's also a really simple one as well. I think this is all too overcomplicated in a lot of scenarios between people trying to lose weight or people trying to optimize their muscle growth. Also, in terms of functioning, getting as much energy as you can, getting enough recovery, that type of thing. So I think what we're going to look at in this quick video would be the timing before meals. What's the ideal timing for meals? What to eat before training, after training. Can you eat in the mornings? Is it good before cardio? Is it good after cardio? What type of foods do you aim for? Frequency of meals. All will be revealed. Now, obviously, I did mention there about how it is an important aspect, but how it is so overcomplicated. Look, it kind of is nonsensical to worry about all these small details if you haven't got the fundamentals down right. I mean, if you're overeating in abundance and you seriously need to shift a lot of weight, your main priority is to look at your calories first and to look at your eating, really. And this same goes for people maybe looking at supplements. You know, if you're trying to build muscle, if generally you just need to lose weight first and get in the game. You know, you've got a heap of problems and a heap of scenarios and questions right in front of you. You need to address the most relevant one to hand, which would be the first simple fucking tackle point, which will be reduce the calories and lose the weight. Now, if you feel like you've got that all tied down and you're willing, then the next bit will be in terms of your frequency of meals and timing. Now that is very important because it can seriously mess you over if you don't have these fundamentals down. So let's have a look at the first things first, breakfast. Okay, so breakfast. What does breakfast mean? We'll break down the words. Break fast. You're breaking a fast. So to break a fast, obviously that means when you're fasting, you haven't been consuming food for a large period of time. So you need to then fill your body back up. Now, in very simple terms, in a breakfast, it doesn't matter what time you take a breakfast at. If it's 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 4, it really doesn't matter. When the break fast, your breakfast is whenever you break your fast from a longer period of time, be it a 6 or 7 hour fast window. Now, a few things you need to think about when you're breaking fast. The longer you fast for, the more your body starts to deplete of certain minerals. The longer you tend to fast for as well. So when you are breaking your fast, you need to break it with some sort of food that's going to spike your insulin again, some sort of basic enough carbohydrate that is going to allow you to start absorbing whatever next nutrient you're bringing into. Now, obviously you want to avoid any sort of hard-hitting sugars very early in the morning. So a lot of people take coffee and stuff, and that's fine, but you probably want to avoid the sort of heavy fruits and stuff first thing in the morning. I know a lot of people take a lot of fruit in the mornings. A small amount of fruit's grand. I take about 50 to 60 grams of fruit in my shakes and stuff in the morning, but large amounts of fruit, the type of sugar in it, the fructose, it tends to react as more of an immediate energy source. So you'll tend to use it if maybe you're training straight away. That would be great. It's a fast source to use, but any longer it lingers in the body, it tends to get converted, as I keep saying in my videos, to fat in the liver, that studies do show. So you are better certainly with something a bit more glycemic that's going to store for longer periods of time in that hot body. But that's the idea behind breakfast, first of all. Now, the main question is, what can I consume in breakfast? Well, say you're not training early in the morning and you're not training at all. You just want to wake up, feel good, feel energetic, and get a good breakfast. You want to have some sort of slow release carbohydrates in that throughout the day. That's going to just spike the insulin ever so much and consistently keep you fueled throughout the day. That would be the first no-brainer. You don't want anything that's going to quickly spike your energy and you're going to get a giant fall down around, say, 11 or 12 o'clock. That's going to not have a good time. So we look at a slow release. Porridge, for example. Oats is a staple. Brilliant one. And then you want to start your day off right, hydration, like a big glass of water. And then with that as well, some sort of good proteins and good fats as well. The fats will also stabilize the insulin. So if your insulin is going really mad with a sort of a carby, sugary food, the fat will bring it down as well. You don't want massive spikes in insulin because you will have a crash down. Great to absorb the nutrients, but you're going to crash yourself. So that's the first time on breakfast. Okay, but then the important bit that most of you might be sort of wondering here is if you're training in the morning. So if you're doing cardio in the mornings or you're doing weight training in the mornings, can you eat? Should you eat before, after? What's the deal? I think this should be very simple. If you're doing some sort of simple cardio, which most of your cardio for weight loss purposes should be quite low impact, easy enough, you shouldn't need to consume anything really beforehand, right? If you're you go by how your body feels. If you're seriously run down that morning and lack of energy, a small meal might help, sure, a bit of coffee, but ideally, if you can do the cardio fasted, you will get much more benefits from it. And then afterwards, you're trying to replenish your body again. Now, certainly, if it's going to be weight training, heavy weight training, it's best trying to get something in your body, and it should be some sort of carb source. Cream of rice, porridge, protein shake, something that's going to spike the insulin as well during the training, and also allow you to stabilize some sort of energy, not having massive crashes. Nice stabilize of energy, consistent flow of energy through. So my best example would be I do treadmill in the mornings, just low impact for 30 to 40 minutes. I don't eat, I just drink water through it. And then afterwards it would be eggs for the fats and the proteins, 40 grams of oats, and then some fruit. And that allows me to replenish any low recovery that was required after that cardio, and then consistently go out through the day until the next lunchtime. In short here, basically the best time to consume your carbohydrates would be around your training window. You know, before, during and after is fine. So always apply that logic throughout, you know, and that should allow you to really get to grips with what that means in terms of when to eat. You know, should you be eating in the mornings before cardio or after? But the best thing is try to do your cardio as long as it's low impactive enough, fasted. And then in terms of weight training though, you kind of need to get up a wee bit earlier and get something to eat in. Again though, some of this is personal preference. Someone might feel very full, but if you want to perform, I'd say optimally until the best you can and be high up there in your fucking game, you gotta do these things right. And that would mean for weight training, eating something, and then for the cardio, do it shit fasted. Yep. What do you think of this angle? Protein. This is going to be a common one now. So people say, when to take protein? Do I take it before training? Do I take it after training? Can I take it during the day? Protein's a really easy one, in my opinion. So what I think is, it's best to replenish this shit after training. Because again, apply this logic. You train, you need to recover, okay? So you're trying to pump, you're trying to open your cells up to absorb nutrients. So you want to spike the insulin, some sort of carby thing. But also you want to put protein back in the body to repair it. So therefore, a protein shake after training would be a good shout. Before as well, it's quite good. Again, it helps spike the insulin a wee bit, give you a bit of energy. That's fine. Not during it, I wouldn't say during it, but that's the kind of windows. Preferably for me, I would say after. Now though, taking protein, can you take it throughout the day? If you know you're going to be on the run somewhere, not from prison, I mean on the run in terms of like errands, and you're not going to get a meal in, bring a protein shake with you. But I would prefer people to still eat and allow the digestive system to properly function, opposed to drinking all your calories, because you're going to get fucking sick of it, you're not going to stick at it, and also you're probably going to feel quite crummy. So if you can eat. However, they're a great utilization for when you're on the go. Driving 3 hours, you're not going to get a meal in, protein shake every 2.5 hours to 3 hours. Perfect. But that's my take on protein shakes. For training purposes, try to aim them, see them as a big massive bottle of recovery. Next one is timing. Timing is very important. So this is what this is mainly about. So the frequency between meals. So when to eat, and you know the time between each meal. When should you keep eating? So the basic thing is, and this should go for people who want to lose weight, people who are trying to optimize energy, absorb minerals, nutrients, and bodybuilders, anyone in your sport. It should be ideally every 2.5 to 3 hours, technically speaking. That seems to be the sweet spot that seems to work. Again, you want to give your body enough time to burn through and metabolize through the fats and absorb the nutrients, and then again spike it up so it doesn't stop burning any sort of negative reserves such as muscle, you know. So fasting for long periods of time, that's a different topic, different video, but obviously intermittent fasting, the longer you go, say 16-hour windows of fasting and such, you can start to deplete minerals over time. So every 2.5 hours allows your body to replenish every time. It also, sanity-wise, you're going to keep eating every 2.5 hours. You're going to start to feel a bit more fulfilled. But, again, so we spike the insulin. We absorb the nutrients we need, and then we stop eating. For that 2.5 hours, 3 hours, the body is comfortably letting the energy out, burning the fat, and then we need to do it again. So look at it that way. That is the best way. So, ideally for anyone concerned, every 2.5 to 3 hours, it just works. And for weight loss as well, when you start doing that, you may actually start to feel really full. Like, I can't fucking eat any. Fuck me, I can't fucking eat anymore. I don't want to fucking eat. I don't want to fucking eat anymore. And then you feel like you're getting fatter because you're doing that. But you'll actually find in the next week your scales go down. You're like, what? That fucking works? And it takes a while to build the palate up. But trust me, 2.5 hours, 3 hours, it works perfectly. Now, a common quick one that people will probably ask is, but how do I time it? How would I time it? How, Carl, how? Time it after you finish, because some motherfuckers take a long time to eat. For me personally, when I'm eating dry chicken, dry fucking broccoli, it takes me about 45 minutes to consume it. You know, dry heave, move the fucking thing. No, that actually made me fucking dry heave there, but ideally you want to do it maybe after. So say you start eating at 1 o'clock, you finish at 1:30, leave to 1:30, and then 2:30, or say 3 o'clock, sorry, 3:30 or 4 o'clock again. Go by what it is. It is going to get to the point where you might be forcing meals. Try to do it when you're ready to eat again. Don't force yourself, because when your body starts sending signals of hunger, that's when you know you should be sort of re-eating again. I wouldn't necessarily do it when you're completely full and you're like, oh fuck what it is, 3 hours, I just fucking have to eat. Next topic would be conveniency. Conveniency would be very convenient when it comes to on the go and how to eat, and when you have time to eat, because sometimes I keep you up really late at night and sometimes I just don't fucking sleep. Most of you people out there know what I'm talking about when it comes to conveniency. I mean, when is convenient? Fucking probably never when you're a parent, right? But there is a certain shy point to it. So, for example, if you tend to wake up quite late and you're on your way to work and you know you might miss your first breakfast, potentially, or you won't get it to quite later on, figure out some sort of new way to fucking do this. So that could be, if porridge is your thing, you go, a nice bowl of porridge would be preferable in the mornings. You could always blend it up. And for flavour-wise, you could put a bit of protein in it so you can digest it correctly. Well, in terms of your taste buds can actually put up with it. And then say a bit of fruit. And then you could have that on the way to go, on the way to traffic, on the bus, train or car. So that'll be one way you can get the breakfast in. That's just working with it, you know. That's when the likes of blending and stuff becomes handy. Or say halfway through the day, you know that you've got a meeting in say 20 minutes, or the kids have kept you back, and you know it's going to probably lag you to your next meal, or it's going to be a very short window. Maybe a quick consumable, such as a protein shake with some carb powder, or a handful of nuts and a protein shake would be preferable. You know what I mean? So say, for example, 2 o'clock, I've only really got 10 minutes to eat this, and a meal would take me half an hour. Protein shake and nuts would be great, because you know you're going to eat again in 4 hours. So that's preferable, because you're not spending hours trying to eat the fucking thing, and then you're cutting close to your next window. So that would be the conveniency point of view on that. I know what you're thinking here, some of these camera angles are getting fucking worse and worse and worse, but you know, I gotta work with it. It's a fucking messy house. So, the last one is at night time. Can you eat at night time? Oh, Jesus. Fuck. Jesus, what a perfect angle. So, can you eat at night time? Yes, absolutely. You should definitely eat at night time. There is no, I don't know where this came from. I don't know who told you can't eat a few hours before night time, or you can't consume anything after midnight, because you'll turn fucking hairy and you'll try to kill your firstborn. I have no idea where this came from. It's nonsensical. As long as you're within your confines of your calories for the day, you're still going to lose weight. Now, we can go a bit more technical on it, sure. I mean, you don't want to eat something that's going to fuck your digestive system up. Then it's going to affect your sleeping. So you maybe don't want to eat anything that's too heavy. You'll know by your own digestive system, you know, if you're gluten sensitive, dairy sensitive, you know those things won't really work too well. So there are points of views that essentially you have to go for your own field. But in terms of eating, certainly eat. I mean, there's nothing better than maybe a late night snack. At one of your meals, say at 10 o'clock, so I usually eat eggs and stuff. It's enjoyable. I look forward to it. It's the end of the day. It allows me to be able to look forward to something, and sleep comfortably. So, and sometimes, eating carbs before you go to bed actually helps you sleep. Your digestive system has to work a bit harder to go through it. And you may find yourself getting tired. Just, for example, when you eat carb meals or big meals, you tend to feel a little bit, oh, fuck, I could go for a sleep now. That's exactly the same way of eating at night time. So eating at night time is completely fine. Completely fine. Just try to, obviously, the rule of thumb here, aim for eating your carbs during your training and before and after. At night time, you don't really need anything too carby heavy anyway. So something good proteins and fats should fill the biscuit jar. Biscuit jar being your bowels. All right, so endpoint. I know you're all probably going to ask, Carl, what's your cookie recipe? What's your time frequency? Right. You don't need to do it the way I do it, but here's an example. So I wake up in the morning, fasted. I get the wee boy ready. I feed him. An hour and a half later, once he's all sorted, I'll go on the treadmill. Still fasted, just keep drinking my water. Go on the treadmill for half an hour, 40 minutes. And then I'll cook my first meal, which will be at around 8 o'clock or half 8, which will be 5 eggs, 5 egg whites, about 50 to 60 grams of oats for that low release energy, and a small handful of fruit. Just a small handful. Sometimes I won't, sometimes I will, depending on how I'm feeling. And then I consume that. At around 11 o'clock again, which is a bit of a long window, that's about 3 hours, but about around 11 o'clock again, I'll have chicken and broccoli. And then at around 2 o'clock, I may have tuna and rice with some peas and sweet corn, whatever it may be. And then after that, at around 5:30, 6, I'll have could be chicken and rice again, or chicken and broccoli, just currently at the minute it's chicken and broccoli because I'm cutting, and maybe a handful of nuts. And then an hour later, just before training, tend to be like an hour later between this meal, I'll have a pre-workout meal, because you don't really consider your pre-workout meal, counting as your 6 meals a day or so. I don't anyway. Pre-workout meal about an hour after, okay? That could be cream of rice, a couple of sweeties. Sweeties are very good. Glucose sugar sweeties, jelly beans, that kind of thing. Even a line of dark chocolate, spice your love life up. And then a pre-workout, say, and then I'll go to the gym. And then after the gym, that should take me around about 2 hours, 2.5 hours later, I'll have my meal, which will be quite carby. So it could be chicken and rice and broccoli, or chicken and sweet potato, or mince and sweet potato, something carby, something proteiny, natural fats. And then 2 hours after that, which should be around 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, I'll have eggs again. So I'll be around my 6 meals. So you can see that there's gaps between every meal. That's the point. And you see as well, most of my carbs are timed between my training protocols. Listen, that cookie recipe can work for if you want to lose weight. It's not just for muscle building. I mean, it's not just if you're, but that's, you could say, but that's for bodybuilding. It's not. I mean, in terms of I feel like I have a lot of energy throughout the day to tackle the day. I train twice a day. I have plenty of energy for that. I'm not depleted in minerals, not depleted in vitamins. I absorb stuff well, absorb proteins well. And I think it's because my digestive system is grand. It's because I fucking gap things out the way they should be. So just have a think about that. I know it's not as complicated as what it is. And it shouldn't be a complicated subject matter, but it is, because it is important to get right as well. If you're someone that only eats 3 meals a day, for weight loss, bodybuilding, you should be eating around 5-6 meals a day still. They just should be small, dense meals. Small calorie meals with good nutrients back every 2 to 3 hours. Don't save all your fucking calorie points up for one big binge at dinner time, because you're going to eat so much. You're going to eat a big fucking dinner, a dessert. You're going to feel bloated as shit, no energy. You're not going to be able to function properly, and you're probably going to go over your calories as well. And you're not absorbing things correctly as well. They're all tiny details. I know people say, well, it's just calories in, calories out. Yes, it is, but there's tiny details as well that's going to allow you to achieve what the thing is long term, whatever you're looking to achieve. Now, if that's something you're looking for, we do have a website, theorcsden.com, where you can get programs and online advice from myself, from me. Oh, and you get some boob bouncing as well. If you want to follow me on Instagram, it's Carl_Gibson_training. And please like and subscribe, because, imagine if I got YouTube famous. Fuck me, I didn't expect to do that when I was younger. But I'll see you in the next video, guys. Thank you.